Artists tend to need to be in places that are inexpensive. Atlanta, like a lot of cities, has a long tradition of artists coming in and pioneering raw space or space that's considered rough and tumble. And then the artists make it really interesting and exciting. And then the developers come in and rents go up and the artists find themselves out on the street again. A group of artists who were in Castleberry Hill, essentially their rent went out of control. So they decided to nip that in the bud and go ahead and buy a big property.
After a search, they found 6 large buildings here that were originally a foundry back in the early 1900s. The property had definitely just been in kind of neglect and just used as primarily storage. But what was nice is that it had great potential and great studio spaces to where artists can actually grow.
I went, well, we've got a bunch of big buildings with bamboo in the back. Big buildings, bamboo in the, wait a minute, the B complex. Great idea, simple. The B complex is artist owned, artist run. We have about 17 artists down here.
Eventually we'll grow to hopefully 26, from painters to sculptors to clay people to blacksmiths like myself. The B complex offers artists a unique place to work.
They've set up a cooperative and have sold shares, and so effectively we own our studios, which is a big step for most artists. Essentially, I'm a machine builder. What I do is I build kinetic mechanical objects. For instance, the piece behind me is a 9,000-pound stone that a 2-year-old can spin. Should I spin it? Sure. Here we go. So you can see it just takes a slight push to push this 9 to 10,000 pound boulder. I have 4,000 square feet with 33 feet to the actual roof. And the scale that I work on, you'd be amazed at how quickly you run out of room.
Sculpture is bulky, and I wanted space to be able to make a mess, and it didn't matter, and the cats wouldn't get into it, and my husband wouldn't be fuming because I left clay all over the living room table. It's all about making art down here. I make art because I love nature. I'm absolutely in awe of nature's forms. This piece is inspired by lichen fruiting bodies. They're like little cups. They hold the vegetative propagules of the lichen. And by the time I'm done, it's going to have echoes of animal forms and perhaps even some human forms. This form is going to hang on the wall. It's not going to be a pedestal piece. It's very helpful if I need a hanger, that there are 3 metalsmiths at the B complex and I can custom order hangers for my work.
Luckily here we have a lot of artists that a main group are full-time artists, and it's great to see that people can make it in art. It also offers artists a place to show their work, to be able to rent out and use the space. It just adds to the kind of vibrance of what's here.
I had taken the MARTA train down to the airport many times, and I'd looked out the window and I'd see these places along the way thinking, gosh, those would be great places for artist studios, and I fantasized about it. I've got all this square footage, and I need it for when I'm doing my larger pieces. I have to do a lot of backing up and looking at the piece from various angles, and I go over to one side and go over to the other side, and sometimes I'll sit for a long period of time at a distance. If I were just going to stick with small paper pieces, I could probably do that in the basement of my house. But for the work that I do, I just feel that I have to have this kind of space in order to get the best creation. It's a dream place for me. It's a dream studio.
The people out here get what I'm doing, I get what they're doing, and it provides a good model of what an art community can do in a neighborhood.
It's pretty much what I refer to as an artist sanctuary. It's so full of surprises, you never know what you're going to walk around and find.
We've been working steadily to make it into a really unique place. We have done this on a shoestring, basically no money. It's only because of the vision of a few critical people and the willingness to work hard that we're here today.
And basically kind of turning once was maybe an urban blight into an urban forest of creativity. It's like an oasis.